You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold fans, it's your girl Belinda, and we need to dig into all this bizarre behavior that Hope Logan is manifesting just before Thomas Forster returns. Is he gonna come back and save her from her own bad brain and really bad impulses? Or is Hope gonna overstep and infuriate Steffy and blow up her life before he can get back and talk some sense to her? Let's chat about it, but please subscribe if you are not following us yet. We appreciate the support. So we're still waiting on confirmation of Matthew Atkinson's return air date, but it should be pretty soon. I feel like it's going to come during July sweeps, which starts on June 27th. So 2 weeks from now it starts. In the meantime, Hope is lust-addled over Dr. John Finnegan, and she is behaving very badly. And according to Hope herself, it's losing Douglas and Thomas that has pushed her into this mindset that she has found herself in. And considering the things Hope said to her mom, Brooke, I feel like Hope is fixated on Finn, partly in some twisted revenge plan to punish Steffy because she's the one that took Thomas and Douglas from her, according to Hope. And I will say Steffy did push Thomas and Douglas away from Hope. Steffy did it with all the love in her heart for her brother, but maybe also to kick at Hope a little. But some of the things that Hope was saying were just so wildly off the mark, just diluted. Like she said, Steffy's taking advantage of Finn. Excuse me, what? She also told Brooke that Steffy doesn't understand him. You know, that's what people always say to justify cheating, that their husband or wife just doesn't understand them. And then Hope said he's one of the best men she's ever met. And, you know, Brooke's trying to shut that down, saying, stop going after Steffy's husband. And Brooke knows because she's gone after husbands. She's the voice of experience. Her daughter should listen. The insanity also of Hope saying she and Finn are kindred spirits. That's the kind of dialogue that has so many fans wondering if these headaches of her are some symptom of a brain tumor or some other illness to explain this behavior. Some people think it's out of character for her. Others think it's really not. But at least when she was with Thomas, she was happy, not going after someone else's man. But then again, you know, Hope was hallucinating long before she started getting all hot and bothered when Finn was massaging her temples to help her headaches. She was having such vivid visions of Thomas. Remember, she was fully imagining it was him on top of her and under her when she was fooling around with Liam last year. So if she does have a brain tumor, it's been growing for a while, like more than a year. But so far, honestly, it doesn't seem like she's just sick. She's just deluded and getting skankier by the second. I mean, so it sure seems like Thomas Forster needs to get back to LA as soon as possible. But I wonder when he comes back, is Thomas still going to want Hope? Is she still going to want Thomas, or is all her lusty attention now fully focused on Finn and she's transferred all those feelings there and she's over her ex who walked away from her after she turned down that second proposal? I think Brooke would probably welcome Thomas back with open arms because that's better than what she's seeing now. She is so alarmed about Hope's fixation on Finn. And I do wonder, is Bold and the Beautiful going to pull the same stunt this week that they pulled last week? You know how they ended last week on Cliffhanger Friday with that fake kissing scene that I told you guys was all fake. I've seen people on social media that believed it. I didn't believe it for a hot second. And then they give us that promo of Hope ripping off his clothes. It's not happening. And then, you know, they followed that up by not releasing weekly spoilers on time because they thought that would have viewers believing their trickery. Here it is again Friday. That promo scene hasn't played yet of the clothes ripping. So that means it's coming on Cliffhanger Friday, possibly in the last moments of the show again. I wouldn't be surprised if we got then another misleading promo and them holding back spoilers again because they seem to think their fans are idiots. I mean, they could, write some real, authentic drama instead of misleading scenes and promos that will never happen in the real storylines of the show. But with Thomas back, hopefully in the next couple of weeks with Douglas in hand, maybe it'll snap Hope out of her deluded fantasies about Steffy's husband. And let's be clear, Hope is wrong about most of her assumptions about Finn. About Steffy not understanding her husband, she does. She understands Finn quite well. And she knows that his nature is what leads him to run to help Hope and defend her and to help Sheila and not kick Sheila completely out of his life. Finn is too nice for his own good, and Steffy absolutely understands that. Hope also said Steffy's taking advantage of him. I don't see an inkling of that. Steffy is trying to protect him from others taking advantage of his good nature, as a good wife should. Now, maybe she's being a little naggy and shrewish about it, but I do think Steffy has the very best of intentions where Finn is concerned. The one true thing Hope said is that Finn's a good man. Probably too good. As for Thomas, even if he comes back completely over Hope and done with her, I am certain he would still care enough to want to help her get her head on straight if she'll let him, if she'll listen to him. The best case scenario would be Thomas coming back and Hope transfers her affection back over to him and stop having these fantasies about Finn, in which I see zero chemistry, by the way, even in her mind, even in the passion that I don't see it. Anyway, the worst case scenarios, or one of the worst case scenarios, Thomas comes back, Hope still wants Finn, but reconciles with Thomas to kind of quell Brooke's anxieties about starting a war with Steffy. And then she keeps having ongoing fantasies about Finn while hooking up with Thomas, the same way she did about Thomas when she was hooking up with Liam. Is Hope going to be able to let go of this obsession? An obsession which, by the way, totally not reciprocated. Finn has no interest in her. He's being nice to her. He basically feels sorry for her. He's not attracted to her. And I just hope that when Thomas gets back, he's still attracted to Hope. Or else her spiral might worsen and just keep going to the point that we're all just like, why? So will Thomas save Hope? We'll just have to wait and see. Drop your comments. Do you think Thomas can stop Hope from these terrible antics and pull her back from this weird cliff edge that she's on? Let me know what you think. Please subscribe if you haven't. Definitely come back soon. We are here talking Bold and Beautiful all week long, every single day, 7 days. And as always, it is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.